everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading. Now the intention behind this reading is how to navigate transformation. So if you are attracted to this video, there is no time frame on this. You are coming to this when you need it. Now the way that you can do this, you can choose one pile that really resonates with you, and that would be your message, or you can choose one that has a strong energy, a second one that might be a secondary message for you or something like that, or you could choose all three if you like. I want to give a special shout out to Julie, who recommended that I go ahead and start doing these kinds of card readings. And I want to give a quick story here. Way back before I even started my YouTube channel, there was another reader who used to do her readings on the beach. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the channel, but she was really incredible, and she called them Choose Your Own Adventure card readings, and I just thought it was so amazing. Again, I didn't even have my YouTube channel yet, but when I did start it, I was so tempted to do it as well because I just thought it was a phenomenal idea. Of course, I would have given her credit in the video for giving me the idea, but never got around to it. I just never did it, and then all of a sudden, it became super popular on YouTube to do a pick a card reading. So we do have, as I said, 3 piles. The first one, so this is stack number 1, this is the one with the rose quartz, okay? Stack 2 is clear crystal quartz, and stack 3 is Angelite. So intuit which pile you want to listen to. I'll put timestamps down below, and let's begin. All right, group number 1. First and foremost, this is Colorado rose quartz. Now rose quartz is, if you're not into crystals, this is a good place to start. This or amethyst, clear quartz, any of those would be really good. But this is all about love. And rose quartz, of course, people will wear rose quartz if they're trying to attract love, but this is really helping you understand where you are lovable. This is very Archangel Chamuel kind of energy. And I have a big old hunk of it. We have a great place in Canyon City called the Gold Mine Rock Shop. Love you guys so much. You can literally go there and buy boulders of crystals if you want. It's incredible. If you are in like southern Colorado, have to go to Canyon City, Gold Mine Rock Shop is what it's called. So that's where this came from. And feel the energy, the peaceful, calming energy of I am lovable as I am. That's your mantra. I am lovable as I am. All right. Circumstances do not need to define you. I am lovable now. All right. So that's the energy of rose quartz. Let's see your cards. So the first card you have here is divine guidance. The ideas you are receiving are heaven-sent answers to your prayers. So if we're talking in terms of transformation, okay, this is saying you're getting divine guidance on how to proceed. But when we have a transformation, first and foremost, we need to look at where we've been and why that transformation might be happening. Yes? So it's a good time to, yes, meditate with your angelic team. Tune in, this is from the Gabriel deck. So you might even want to tune in to Archangel Gabriel. Can you see that? Okay. You might want to tune into the energy of Archangel Gabriel to see where your creative life force needs to take you next. Okay. So this divine guidance is telling you things are not going to be the same. They're not going to be as you have always been trained to think. They're not going to be open up to the expansiveness of new ideas, new ways of thinking, a new direction. Yes? So the transformation part might feel very uncomfortable for you right now, but try not to let that lower your frequency. Remember, we have the rose quartz here. All right. So this will help you stay very, very calm, open, expansive, in touch with your angels, loving yourself no matter what is happening outside of you. Yes? So that will keep your frequency level. That way you can hear the guidance as it comes. All right. So then we have 2 cards from the Magdalene Oracle. So, okay. So you have the soulmate card. I have lamps ablazing, guys. So there's always a glare on the cards. I do apologize. But this is the beloved card, and this is gratitude. So help coming from someone who is a soulmate. That's what this card is here. This is the soulmate card. Now, I'll share this with you. I have had some really amazing experiences. I just recently had a soulmate come in, expanded my heart, and then just as quickly left. So I want to make it clear, when somebody comes in and they are a soulmate, sometimes they come with hard lessons. I've had, friends in the past who they saved me from some patterns, but they were covert narcissists and weren't very nice to me, right? But I still have a lot of gratitude, here we go, for what they taught me. So if you have someone around you and when you met them, you felt yourself expand, you felt yourself glare, you felt yourself open up. Yes, that probably was a soulmate. Yes, they probably brought a tough lesson that is now helping you transform. As a matter of fact, if you chose this pile, give that some thought, because there is absolutely someone around you who has a soul connection to you, and they totally opened you up. Yes? So even if you're like, rah, 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 I don't like how you're treating me, or rah, 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 you didn't give me the love that I wanted, or you didn't show up for me, whatever the deal is, have gratitude, all right? That's going to help you facilitate and not get stuck in purgatory, okay? Get stuck somewhere in the middle where you're not in the past, you're not in the future, and you're having a hard time being present. Don't spin, all right? Don't let yourself spin. This is actually something that was divinely orchestrated, yes? So whether you like it or not, it was planned for this person to come in and be the pain in the behind that maybe they are, all right? Because if you give it some time and attention, you'll realize exactly what you were learning from it. Okay, so this next card we have here is Dalmatian Stone, Inner Child. Let me tune into this for you. All right, so this is the lesson you're learning right now in your transformation, to take a lighter approach to your life, okay? So letting go of dogma, letting go of, for some of you, this might even be sexuality, okay? Sexuality is a huge expression of the soul, okay? It really is a powerful manifestation tool. It is how we express our love if you're, tuned into that flow. And it's just how the soul can come forward. So this, when we're talking about taking a lighter approach, you are getting back to the innocence of what you purely want. So part of your transformation is breaking down the walls of your conditioning. We say that all the time, I realize that. But what we're talking about here is you realizing, okay, I don't have to hide anymore. I don't have to just choose the career or the way of life that everybody else said I should want, because that's what's proper, right? So you're getting back to basics. And yes, this does say inner child. I immediately heard innocence. So you're taking an innocent approach to your choices, right? So it's going with what feels natural and going with what feels pure, okay? We're talking about authenticity here. So if you experience some bit of childhood trauma, which a lot of people who are attracted to spirituality typically have, okay? If you're a light worker, if you're an empath, if we're going to help heal people, we usually have to go through the traumas ourselves. So keep that in mind. If you're carrying something from your childhood and you're having a hard time healing from it, of course you have resources out there. You can always go to a therapist as well as do your spiritual practice. But I think this is coming up and saying you took that on as a soul because there needed to be some understanding. People that pings on their pain, and they might yell about that and say, how dare you say such a thing? But if you did not know the underbelly of humanity, if you didn't know how dark a human being could be, how could you help bring the light? How could you help others? Which is what a lot of you watching this have been called here to do. Okay? So the next card we have is Shamael Beginnings. So this transformation is releasing you from some of the hard work. Now, this is a general reading, of course. You can always watch this video again. Every time you watch it, you might be attracted to a different pile, right? So feel free to keep listening. And keep in mind, too, every time you listen, even if you pick the same pile, there are going to be different things about the cards that jump out at you. I'm going to say this for each one of the stacks of cards for everybody who's listening. So be sure to check back. There might be certain colors that pop out at you. Right now, this sort of lavender color is popping out at me, and this is very much the crown chakra. Getting in your wisdom and understanding that there are things that have come to pass that need to be left in the past. This is not a message of get over it. No, they would never say that to you. But rather, this is saying embrace the new beginning. This is your chance. This is your shot. You don't have to be who everyone said that you had to be. You can be your own person. You can make different choices. You can come on out and be who you are. Okay? So, and this could be even some of you, I felt, starting a new career. Okay, the final card we have is a color card. It is red. Free yourself from pain. The number is 2, which is a number of balance. So in order for you to get through this transformation, a lot of you are hanging on to the pain of the past, and it's going to keep you from moving forward. So think about a situation where you feel like someone wronged you, or this is a big one. I don't feel like I have closure around that. Well, if you don't free yourself from the pain, you're going to keep cycling around in a story that doesn't even exist anymore, except in thought form, right? You keep making it exist because you keep thinking about it. You keep spiraling around in the pain. If you want your new beginning, if you want to make it through this transformation, this is the soul level lesson you need to understand right now, okay? So it's release yourself from the pain. Don't keep cycling around in it. Give your inner child a chance to come forward and help you remember, what were your earliest dreams? Who were you at one point before everyone told you you shouldn't be that? All right. So let's get on to stack number 2. This is the one with the clear quartz. And this is a clear quartz point mini tower, I guess. Now, clear quartz can provide clarity. It can absolutely provide clarity, but it is mostly about clearing first. Yes? So you would want to use quartz crystal to clear your energy, purify yourself, and then this actually has the energy kind of pointing up, right? So asking, well, the point can go in if you're drawing energy in. It could go out if you're trying to purify and get the energy out. But definitely this is almost like drawing in divine understanding, divine clarity. You can work with Archangel Michael to help you clear away the clutter, the noise, the chatter, all these things that keep clouding up your energetic field. This can help equalize you. Okay, so let's look at your stack of cards, group number 2. As I've been saying, I said to the first group, I'm going to say it to the third group as well. You can come back and watch this video as many times as you like. Every time you come here, you know, you might be attracted to a different stack of cards. You might notice different things within the cards, different symbols, different colors. You might one time pick all 3 and then pick one, or you'll pick a different order, you know, whatever it is. Feel free to come here and see what messages come out for you, even daily, if you want. Just don't get codependent with the readings. That's all I'm saying. What I mean by that is don't, you know, base your whole life on what is said here in this video, right? You have to process it for yourself. All right, so the first card we have out here is blocks lifted. So when we're talking about in terms of you getting through a transformation, which a lot of people are going through right now, here is some help coming to you. And this card says, previous obstacles came from fear. Yes, and they are now lifted away. Why is that? Because you, group number 2, you have figured out that that was an illusion. Or some of you just got so tired that you're like, I ain't doing this anymore, right? I do not want to sit here in this pain, in this energy. I have to let go. And the moment you make that decision, the obstacles start to lift away. It's amazing. I remember it was a long time ago. I went through a huge breakup. It was really awful, as breakups are. And I was really stuck about where to live. I was trying to get back to New York City. And I would work every day trying to figure out, you know, where am I going to work? What am I going to do? Where am I going to live? How am I going to get back to New York City? And then when I finally just let it go, I was like, I don't even know anymore. Honestly, I got fed up and I let go. I got a phone call. A friend of a friend said, hey, I'm going to sublet my apartment. Do you want to come and live here? I got there. 2 weeks later, I got the job at Random House in New York City, and I started my life over, okay? So this is what we're talking about here when we say blocks lifted. You have to play your part in allowing those blocks to be lifted. If you want to keep, they're saying magnetized. If you've become magnetized to a story, and it almost feels like a release to play that story over and over and over again in your head, remember, you're just holding yourself in like a prison cell. I've done it. I know people who have done it. You can do it for decades. Just, always wondering about that love that got away, or, wondering how someone actually felt about you, so on and so on, or why didn't I get that job, or, whatever. Why did that person have to leave at that age? Why did they cross over at that age? It's unfair. All these things we can keep going over and over and over, because I think there's kind of a weird human thing I think we do. And it is, if I play with the pain, I'll become desensitized to it. I'll somehow get strengthened against it, and then it'll lose its power over me. But really all that's happening is it keeps getting thicker and thicker and thicker, because it's getting fed. It's getting all of the energy. If you want your blocks to be lifted, you have to trust in divinity, in God, whatever you want to call that. You have to trust in the universe. You have to be willing to open your heart. Okay? Now, I pulled 2 cards from the Magdalene Oracle. Well, here we go. So we have the Messenger, we have Universal Christ. So let's start with this Universal Christ card. So what this is talking about is what I was just saying. You have to get into that higher consciousness, that higher sense of self, and knowing that whatever you're transforming through, whatever has completely altered your life, and there's something new coming, there definitely is, start designing that life from a higher consciousness standpoint, not from the ego, okay? The ego is not bad. It's not bad, but it will get you stuck pretty quickly if you let it, all right? So we have this Messenger card, and this is definitely Archangel Gabriel kind of energy, so you can work with Archangel Gabriel to help you speak your truth to yourself. Archangel Michael, again, can help with that, but this is you having to get honest. You almost have to be your own messenger. How interesting is that? So, examining the truth and what that is for you, and giving it space to be. So bringing it forward and saying, you know what, I'm exhausted. I don't want to keep being a lawyer, or I don't want to keep in a codependent profession, which spiritual practitioners, our line of work, can be incredibly codependent. And there are people who pride themselves on it. Oh, I'm always there for others when they need me. I wouldn't brag about that. I don't know that that's everyone's lesson, okay? Sometimes we're here to help lift people up. As George Corey would say, we help lift them up to get them kind of in an equal place so that they can receive their own messages. So we're here when people are feeling a little low, a little lost, a little confused. I thought that was the most beautiful way to put it. So the messenger is really you. And it's your higher consciousness speaking to you. And yes, of course, your angels can come forward and help you. But there could be some final breakthrough kind of thing. So there's a message coming through that gives you that final push, that final bit of understanding where you feel now settled on a soul level. Yes? So the human mind's going to keep flipping around going, no, I have to win. I have to be right. I have to go back and redo that situation so that I come out on top. The message will come to you. It's going to be individual, right? Of course, I do personal readings. If you guys want to take advantage of that, it's angelsouls444.com. Just go there and look at the information. But when the messages that you're getting, for you as an individual, this has something to do with, like, I want to call it like an ultimate truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, boom. Oh, that's the truth of the situation. But it's not the truth of just a surface level moment in your life, but it's going to point out something that you tend to do, right? Do you tend to jump to conclusions? Do you tend to assume that nobody loves you? Do you get defensive because you think if I push somebody out, then they can't hurt me? You know what I'm saying? So these are the kinds of things that you might come to realize. Okay, so your next card, ooh, gorgeous. It's Malachite, transformation. So we're talking about transformation. You got the transformation card. Now, what this is talking about, though, Malachite can be incredibly revealing. It can be very healing, healing through revelation. Yes? So you can even pull in Archangel Azrael and also Archangel Raphael. Yes? Whoever feels right for you, you can pull them in or ask them to come in and help you. But this Malachite transformation card is saying you've done the work. You've done the work. The ship is sailing. Don't jump off the ship and try to go swimming back to shore against the current and the waves crashing into you so you can get back to what's familiar. Go with the ship. Go to sea. Get your next adventure. You deserve it. Now, this in no way, shape, or form guarantees a perfect life. You're going to have new lessons to learn. There will be another transformation and another and another and another, because you're human and that's what you're supposed to be doing, okay? But this says this can be a very, very healing time for you, as opposed to it being seen as something terrifying, as something like I feel unsteady, I feel the ground shaking under my feet, I don't know where I'm heading, therefore blah, 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 blah. This is about having faith. There's that tricky word, faith. All right, so then we have Metatron showing up for you, wisdom. Ooh, that goes right in with, hold on, let me go back to this thing. It goes right in with this Universal Christ card. Again, more information here about, you already have all the messages that you need. You have the knowledge and the know-how to move forward and to move through what might be a dark night of the soul for you, okay? But you need to tap into that higher wisdom so that you can see the truth of a situation from, we're going to say it again, from a soul level, yes? So if you have a soulmate that comes in, let's say, and it seems that they were supposed to, this is it, you're the one, I love you, and then they go away. And maybe they don't even know why they're going away. Or you have someone who is a soulmate, but they're a friend, okay? And they come in, and all of a sudden, they don't even know why they need to back away from you, but they are. When you look at it from that higher perspective, there could be this great revelation, there's that word again, revelation of, I can see, it's not necessarily that the soulmate always wants to move away, but there's a divine calling to do so. So this might, in some cases, help you understand, if you're looking at it from that higher standpoint, and examine it for yourself per situation, but this might help you release feelings of being rejected, right? Of being unloved, of not being wanted, of feeling like you're not good enough, yes? So this also goes along the lines of, oh, I got passed over for that job, or, I'm trying to transform in my career, in my soul expression, whatever it is, and you feel like you're hitting a wall. Remember, your obstacles, your blocks are being lifted, okay? So there will be some forward movement for you now if you embrace it. There are all these other things that you have to come to realize before you can move forward, all right? So the final card we have is a color card. It is Scarlet, Attract Success. The number is 7. You are being backed up by the angels. You're being very, very protected, and they're trying to get these messages through to you. But again, let's go back to you jumping off the ship and trying to swim back to the old shore, right? If you do that, they can't help you, right? They're not going to go against your free will unless it's absolutely necessary, right? So Attract Success says that you have all the power within you to become the person you want to be, to have, that chapter of your life that you've always dreamed of. Now, what happens is a lot of times when we're manifesting, it can get stuck in our ego consciousness. It can get stuck in our intellect. And it doesn't make its way down into our energetic field. It doesn't make its way down into our heart. And that is really what the universe is responding to, your greater energy, not just the intellect, okay? So if you decide that success looks like my family comes back together, we work things out, you have to feel in your heart what it is to have that be true. My family is all together now. We're all good. Everything's good. This flowing of love. When that starts happening and you let some of the thought go of like, oh, yeah, but that's not actually true. That's not what's in our reality. Blah, 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 blah. Then you don't block yourself. If you release that thought pattern, you can allow some of that good energy to flow. All right, guys? So we're going to move on to group 3. Hi, group 3. So we're going to start with your crystal, which is a piece of Angelite. This is a very, very peaceful stone. And I was actually, I was debating whether to put this down because I felt a pull to this one, this or Amazonite, which is interesting because they both have a very calming, peaceful kind of feel. But Angelite helps you get in touch with your angels. Now, if you chose group 3, or it's a layer of your messaging, you are being called to let go of what you think you know. You're trying to control your life way too much. You're not leaving enough room for your angelic team to come in and give you messages. This is that kind of energy of, well, I kind of felt that, but I know I should go there, I know I'm being guided to go in this direction, but, Angel Light comes forward and says, it's okay. It's okay to let go. It's okay to allow the transformation to take place. You are protected and you are loved. And be at peace with what is. Be at peace with the fact that you have completed soul lessons and it's time to move on. Okay, that's what this is talking about. So your cards, the first one out is ask for what you want. So there's already a message here of holding back, feeling like you're not allowed to have, whatever it is that you want. I said to somebody one time that, a lot of times people will hang back from a situation because they think, for example, love is for other people. It's not for them. And they would rather be an observer of love than to be left out entirely. So this is saying, don't get into that mentality. Ask for what you want. Reach out to your angelic team. They're on standby to help you. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people, we all have guardian angels. A lot of us come in typically with 2. I don't think there's a huge rule around that. But definitely when you're going through different phases of your life, if you have a project or you have something that in your energetic field you're trying to create, there will be extra sort of guardian angels that come along as they were contracted to do at a certain time in your timeline. They will meet you where you are, and they show up at the right time to maybe help you with your singing career or to help you find true love by first understanding what love feels like, because you have to feel that within yourself, and then that becomes the attraction point. So you can have angels come forward to help you with that. So you are being guided. You just need to open up and let it happen. Okay, so this says ask for what you want. Clear communication with yourself, with God, and with others helps you avoid misunderstandings and speeds up the process of answered prayers. So again, don't be contradictory with what you're asking, right? And this angel light is very good for communication. So have that heart-to-heart with God. Have that heart-to-heart with your spiritual team. But you need to be clear on what you want. Are you ready to redefine yourself? Are you ready to let go of what everybody says that you should be? Right? I mean, that's the message. And I can't remember if I said this to you guys. I don't think I've said this yet. Feel free to watch this video over and over. Every time you come back to it, you might be attracted to a different pile of cards or a different order of the cards. Or if you keep even choosing the same pile of cards over and over, you're going to notice different colors, different symbols, different things. Okay? So feel free to keep watching if you want. But you have to get clear on what feels right for you. Now that might mean that you have to take a beat, right? You have to spend some time alone to get clarity on that. A lot of times when people, for example, in love, they immediately want to go replace their partner after a breakup. And that's not a good thing for you to do. It's really not for most people. Okay, some people are ready to move on. It's part of their soul's contract. But a lot of people need a moment to decompress, to collect themselves, to even kind of clear away the energy that someone may have left imprinted upon you, right? So that's just one example of you get a clearing. Get a clearing first and then figure out what feels right for you. It might be shocking, okay? It might be very shocking. You might find if you've always been looking to get married, you might go, you know what? I want to be single. I like dating. I don't want to be tied down. Why have I always felt that I had to get married? Well, that's just what everybody in my family always has done. And so everyone's just said that's what I need to do. But that doesn't feel right for me. That's your form of transformation right now. Living by your own rules. But in order to make those rules, you have to know who you are now and what feels right for you. Okay? So then I pulled 2 cards from the Magdalene Oracle. One is love. Okay, and the other one is illumination. So again, the love could absolutely mean that you're trying to, bring in a new love partner. We'll do a separate reading for love. It's time that we start talking about some things and doing some readings around that, right? But you can approach everything with love. If you're coming from a space of love, if you're showing people love, you attract loving people. I know that sounds overly simplistic, but I've lived it. When I first moved to Colorado Springs, I was stressed. So what happened? I came into an energy of stressed out people who ended up being kind of nasty and cruel. I don't think that I was nasty and cruel. I hope I wasn't, but that's what I attracted in. When I started coming from a space of love, all of a sudden, I'm attracting in soulmates. I'm attracting in people that I know are going to have a profound effect on my life. And they're coming from a space of love. I'm coming from a space of love. And I'm learning something, right? So that's what this illumination card is talking about. So the two of these together could indicate that you are learning about yourself, about how lovable you are, or what your talents are. Maybe there's somebody who comes to you and they love your work, right? They love how you express. And there's this illumination here of, hey, someone likes what I'm doing. Someone values me. Someone sees me as special, right? Now, this isn't an ego thing. This isn't to stroke your ego. But the point here is that through someone loving what you do or who you are, you see yourself in a whole new light. So part of your challenge with this transformation is to allow this to land and don't negate it. Don't go, yeah, but, or, oh, that's nice that they value me, but they're like probably the only one. Don't play the victim. And don't try to get control over your life by staying low. Yes? Because low is non-threatening. When you raise up, when you get seen, when you're successful, there's a chance people could be jealous of you. There's a chance that people could come in and want to wipe out the competition. Someone could force you to fight, or maybe this is what the ego is trying to get you to think. Part of your illumination is understanding that you are a unique being. You might not be in a unique field, right? You might be doing a kind of job or soul expression or a life's path that a lot of humans are on, but that's something to also engage in the energy of love with, right? Hey, I'm not alone. Hey, there are other people on this journey with me, right? Some people really love to think of that as their soul tribe. I always put a word of caution out there because I've seen so many people misuse that. But if you really do authentically feel that you're with people that are helping you wake up to who you are, then by all means go ahead with that. This can be very helpful in your transformation, okay? But don't negate the good stuff, right? Don't hang back, I guess is what we're saying. Interesting. So this is rose quartz, love and compassion. I actually chose rose quartz for group 1, but love is coming up again, right? Love and compassion. So this is you. Don't be so defensive with other people. It's really going to hold up your progress. Try to show love to everybody. I'm not talking about fake love or fake compassion, like, oh, I'll pray for you. I'll use that phrase when I'm being saucy, or a little sarcastic or whatever. But this rose quartz is saying there's so much love around you. Transform and you'll see it. Come on through the door and you will see it. You will feel it. And you'll understand that everything that you always thought that you weren't valuable enough, that you didn't deserve love, or that, maybe you never had compassion for yourself and therefore you couldn't have compassion for others. Now it goes away. But you have to walk through the door. You have to give yourself and others that chance. Look at this card. Can you see it? Kind of. It's a beautiful, light, almost etheric kind of feeling around this card, okay? Self-love, believing in yourself, all right? Then we have Raphael, empathy. Yeah. Here's what. We get an empathy overload as humans, and we do tend to shut that part down. And then when we do, we're not connecting to other human beings, which is a big part of your message, is connecting with others and others helping you heal and you're helping them heal. So I'm not talking about going to someone and laying all your problems on them and expecting them to have the solution for you, right? This is talking about I can understand the human experience because I'm having a human experience. And instead of looking at you and judging you, because really I'm judging myself, I'm going to come from a place of understanding. I'm going to feel you. I'm going to be connected to you in that way. Now, this does not mean that you have to, like I said, there's this empathy overload. There's so many things going on in the world, and then all of a sudden we shut down, and now we can't express empathy for anything, right? You just can't even take it in anymore. That's not, what we're talking about is an equal balancing, yes? And Raphael can help you heal through whatever it is that you need to heal in order to open up your empathy. And instead of shoving people out, which those of you who are watching this, you have isolated yourself, some of you, or you have shoved people away, you have self-sabotaged. That's what a lot of us do, right? We live on the defense. I'm going to reject you before you can reject me. I'm invested. I know you're not, so I'm going to pull out of this and protect myself. Raphael says, hey, it's not necessary, all right? You can let people be who they are. You be who you are. And look at this pink lotus here, okay? This beautiful, loving, sort of rose quartz type energy. There's all this pink energy, right? So Archangel Chamuel is known as the Archangel of Love, but you know, she can help you understand, again, your value, your worth, not in an egotistical sense, but rather in a pure soul sense, and realizing, okay, getting reset with what is true, a divine truth, and then being able to create from that space, as opposed from here where you've been conditioned, you've been told, oh, you can't sing, therefore don't, right? I mean, you know, it's freeing you. Your transformation will free you into this. You ready? So this card is Brilliance. Discover your sparkle. The number is 26, reduces to 8. It is your abundance time. It's time for you to be in the flow. I almost get an image of like people like tap dancing down the street going, I'm sparkly, okay? I am sparkling right now. But this, look, this is a waterfall on here. So in order for you to discover that beautiful energy in you, that divine magic that you have as a human being, you have to let your emotions flow. That's what this empathy card is talking about. We've been conditioned to think that emotions are bad. Don't have them. Please, you're not even allowed to have eye sockets, okay? Oh my God, you got circles under your eyes. They're holding up my eyeballs. Do you mind? Right? So like, you know, we can start not taking everything that everybody says to be the end all be all, right? So let your emotions flow. I don't even know where the heck I came up with that example. But, you know, let your emotions flow. It's a source of strength. It takes a lot of bravery, again, especially in this world, to be emotional, to speak up. And, you know, like we said, speaking your truth. Where was the first card? Go back. It takes a lot to ask for what you want, to speak up, to say your truth, to communicate clearly. Because we're in a world where everything gets judged, right? Everything is going to be, oh, I can't believe you said that. Oh, I can't believe you just admitted that. I can't believe, you know, in this town that's so conservative that you admitted you're gay. I can't believe that here in this liberal town you admit that you're a Republican. You know, who cares? Let people be who they are. Everyone's on their path. Everyone's got their stinking human story, okay? Let them be. And, you know, that's how you're going to access your authentic self and that place that you are creating something that you can put out into the world. So don't fight this transformation. Flow with it. All right? So we're going to leave it there. I'm sending everybody so much love and take care.